What's up, gang? Hey, so in this video, man, I'm about to go deep. I'm about to go all the way back through my past, exactly what it's like dating as a black man in today's modern day society. Everything is 100% factual. If you can actually stick through to the end of this video, listen to the whole entire video, I guarantee you'll pull some gold nuggets that you can actually implement into your life and live the best life of your dreams. If you like what you're seeing, you like the channel, you want to keep uplifting yourself, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump into this video. So I'm gonna break down my experience dating modern women in modern society, you know, as a black man. So I'm gonna go back as far as I can remember, kind of give you some context, and then I'm gonna go into my dating experience and tell you guys what I learned, and hopefully you guys, you know, pull some things from this and you can implement this in your life. So as far as I can remember, you know what I mean, I was the oldest out of everybody in the family, so I used to watch the kids when, you know, I used to watch my little brothers and sisters when my parents went to work. I remember, and I came from a two-parent household, so I'm one of the few black people that actually came from a two-parent household. My stepdad was always present, my mom was always present, so they raised us. They kind of, you know, gave me a lot of like self-belief, confidence. It's always good to have two parents in the house. A lot of life lessons that I learned from my stepfather and my mother. So being born and raised in a two-family household, you know, my first introduction to sexual content was when I was like 8 years old. My parents used to have a bootleg box. What that means is you get a box from the people in the hood or the neighborhood or whatever, and you have all the channels unlocked on the box. So basically, you know, you keep scrolling up on channels, and then you'll see some naughty channels. You don't really know what you're watching, but you're watching it and you're just like, oh, that look fun. But in terms of sex, you know, like real actual sex and learning about it, that didn't happen to me until the 5th grade, right? And I didn't do nothing in the 5th grade, but in the 5th grade, people would be, you know, they'll try to bring people in, talk about sex education and stuff like that. And I remember some kid was like, what's jacking off? And all this stuff like that. And while they was doing the introductions, I never knew what jacking off was, never did it, none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Fast forward, 7th grade, you know, I had these two super attractive girls that was on my bus. I used to ride the bus to go to school. And it was so attractive that every time I would see them, I would get horny. And this was me as like a 7th grader. So then I discovered jacking off for the first time because I was so horny after getting off the bus. And they was older. They was 8th graders. I was a 7th grader. So they was like 1 year older. You know what I mean? I remember going home, and then I figured out what that was all about, right? So, right shortly after that, you know what I mean, figuring out what jacking off was, exploring things, understanding myself, because you gotta understand, my parents, we never really had that conversation. That was just something that, you know what I mean, like your homeboys was talking to you about it, but like the stuff that they was telling me about, it seemed like a foreign language to me. Like they used to say stuff like, man, how come you ain't got no hoes? You feel me? They say stuff like, you know what I mean, you out here getting pussy, we out here getting pussy, smell my fingers, stuff like that. I just fingered a girl. You know what I mean? Like I just play it off as if I knew what they was talking about, but like I ain't know what they was talking about. I seen some shit like on TV and shit like that. Obviously, since I was 8, I seen what was going on. You know what I mean? But I ain't never fanging no chick or nothing like that. They was into that kind of stuff, right? So after the 7th grade incident, 8th grade, I was like, man, I gotta get a girlfriend. So I got my first girlfriend, right, as an 8th grader. So, you know what I mean, it was puppy love. You know, my parents would take us on dates and stuff. You know, we would kiss, nothing further than kissing. That's it. We just would kiss, and that's you know, that's kind of how I became like a somewhat decent kisser, right? We ain't never did nothing but kiss. You know what I mean? And then leaving 8th grade, I knew I was going to high school, and I broke up with her like the last day of school. Like I knew I was going to high school, so I was like, I don't want to see her no more. You know what I mean? So I broke up with her. So 9th grade year, you know what I mean, I'm talking to girls here and there, you know, and like I can't remember my ages around these times, but I remember being 9th grade, you know, my boy telling me about girls, you know, he hooking up with girls, you know, he having sex, he doing all that stuff. And me, you know, coming from a two-parent household, I'm not looking for sex, I'm looking for like relationships, like trying to marry type, you know what I mean? So, you know, for whole first year, I wasn't really like on that. Like they was like, man, hook up with this girl, and I was just turning it down. They used to pick on me. They'd be like, damn, bro, you too picky, bro. And in 9th grade, I remember going on the website MySpace, right? And MySpace is like it's like Facebook before Facebook. So it's like a social media networking platform. And Tom was the one who ran that. But it's basically like Facebook, but it was like you can customize your page and stuff. And I remember seeing this chick named Kaylee, like super attractive chick, but I seen her on MySpace. I didn't even know she lived in our area. I was just like, damn, this girl is cute as hell. I don't know how, you know what I mean? I ran across a page, whatever the case is, but I was like, dang, like this the type of girl I'll date. So come 10th grade year, first day of 10th grade, the girl that I was like damn near obsessing over on MySpace, like I swear I'll check her page like every so often, just to look at her pictures and shit. First girl that I was obsessing over on MySpace happened to be in my Spanish class, 10th grade, right? So you feel me? Like I made it my responsibility to court her. Basically, I didn't even know I was courting. I didn't even know what I was doing. You know what I mean? At that time, I knew I wanted her, and nothing was gonna stop me. So I remember it was like a kid sitting in her chair. I was like a football star by then. Like I was playing football, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I remember it was a kid like sitting in the chair next to her, and I just remember, and I seen her. I was like, dang, that's the girl from MySpace. So I told the dude, I was like, nah, bro, you got to get up. I'm sitting here for the whole year. Like, you feel me? So then he got up, he moved. I'm sitting next to her, whole class. I'm not even listening to Spanish. I don't even know what the lady was talking about. I'm just chopping her like the whole class, just like, hey, what's this? What's your number? What's this? I end up getting her, right? So we dating, you know, we hooking, like we kissing, but still no sex, right? She was telling me she was a virgin, all this stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm over here like, this girl in my eyes could do no wrong. Like, I'm ready for marriage. Like that. Like, that's the type of household that I grew up in. All I knew was 2 parents. You know, you find somebody, you stay with them for life. I ain't know nothing else. You know what I mean? So I'm over here like basically adoring this girl. Like, she can't do no wrong. She can't say no wrong. Everything she tell me, I believe. Like, I'm head over heels in love with her. Like, I'm willing to crash out over her. Like, she was like developed for her age. So it's like a lot of seniors was hitting on her. Like, so dudes that was like senior year on the varsity team, even though I was a sophomore, like I would play my season as like a freshman, and then they'll move me up to the varsity team, you know, at the end of the year. So I was like I was on the varsity team too, in a way. So I knew the players, but they still was trying to like hit on my girl and stuff like that. So I'd be willing to crash out. I mean, these kids way bigger than me, stronger than me, whatever. I was just like, hey bro, chill out when you talking to my girl. Like, I was like on that type time, right? And I remember my boys used to always tell me, they'd be like, hey bro, like, your girl ain't a virgin. Your girl, I'd be like, yes she is, bro, she is a virgin. And they kept telling me about some 25-year-old that was hitting her, like that was hooking up with her. And I was just like, bro, you cap, bro, you lying, bro, you know. I was damn near about to fight my homeboys, like burning relationships with kids I grew up with. I played football with my whole life, like damn near spazzing out with kids I grew up with, over here believing this girl, you feel me? And then I did a lot of stuff for her, like, you feel me? I used to steal my parents' car to go see her. You know, my stepdad had a car, you know, that was like an older car, but I knew how to drive. Like, I learned quick. So he taught me how to drive like once or twice, and I picked up on it real quick. He didn't know I knew how to drive, but like anything I watched, like I was like an A-B student. If anything I put my mind to, I could just figure it out. So he taught me a couple times. I knew how to drive the car, but I was short, so I used to get like a little phone book, and every time he'll go to sleep, I'll just like take his keys off his drawer, put a phone book there, and then drive down to see my girlfriend. So we used to like meet at the movie theaters. We used to hang out. We used to, you know what I mean? I used to pick her up from her crib. We just used to kick it, but no sex. You feel me? You know what I mean? Because I was a virgin. You know what I mean? She was supposed to be a virgin, and basically that's what that story was. You know what I mean? So one day, you know what I mean, she got into an argument with her dad, and her dad was like a racist white dude, because she's a white girl. So her dad was like basically, like, to give a sum up of who her dad was, like, if I was calling her and talking to her on the phone, her dad would be like yelling in the background, like, are you on the phone with that nigger? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll say stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? And I'll spaz out on the phone and be like, who the fuck he talking to? She'd be like, no, he just drunk, he just like that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida area, like, you know what I mean? So like in Florida, you know, people, they just a little bit more open with their racism, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like that, like, you know what I mean? Like we used to the word, but like, you know, we fight, like I beat up a lot of kids for being racist, you know, growing up. but it's more, back in those days, it was just more open. Like, you know what I mean? They'll call you a nigga. They knew they had to fight. You know what I mean? Like, white dude call you a nigga, like, you gotta fight. You know what I mean? And we'll fight. We'll scrap it out. And some of them you end up being cool with. Some of them, every time you see each other, we gotta fight every time. That's just what it was. You know what I mean? And luckily, I was born in an area where fighting was actually, like, acceptable. Like, we didn't shoot. You know what I mean? The shootings didn't start happening until I got older and stuff like that. But I was born in an area where we went outside, we fought. You know what I mean? That's just what it was, you know? But back to this chick. So I ended up she was arguing with her father, and then this time she was so mad at him that she snuck out the house, and she did what I did every day, because I used to steal the car like a lot. You feel me? So she ended up stealing her dad's car, and she drove all the way to my crib at the time. So then I sneak her into the crib, we do all that, you feel me? We go upstairs, we talking, and then we just started making out. And then, you know, one thing leading to another. She asked me, do I got a condom? You know what I mean? Luckily, even though I never had sex before, I did have a condom. So I had the condom, and then we ended up hooking up. But after we hook up for the first time, like, something just told me, I just knew. I was like, bro, you not a virgin. Like, just me being me, I just like, you not a virgin. Like, you know what I mean? And then she was denying it. And I was just like, nah, bro, ain't no way in hell you a virgin. Like, that was too easy. Like, you know what I mean? Not her hooking up with me, because it took us a while to actually have sex with each other. But what I'm talking about is like I was expecting it to be a lot more, like, tougher for me to get inside of her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just slipped in, like, you know? So then we have a long ass conversation, and she's just like, yeah, remember that guy, that 25-year-old, you know, that I said, you know, don't worry about, and all that stuff like that. She was like, yeah, he was the one that actually took my virginity. You know what I mean? So then I got really pissed off. I remember this. I got super fucking mad at her, because it was like, I was so mad about the lying part, right? Because, you know what I mean? I felt like, girl, I was so damn in love with you, like, I didn't give a fuck, like, if you wasn't a virgin or not, like, you know what I mean? But I just got so mad about the lying part, and I just got so damn angry that, like, I ended up cussing her out. And then she was just like, if you call me another cuss word, like, we're done. And I called her another cuss word, never heard from her again, right? So she stopped coming to the class, she stopped this, she stopped that. And then that was like my first, like, real heartbreak. Like, that was my first time that I was like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, that's when, you know what I mean? I wasn't depressed or nothing, but it was very difficult for me to want to go to school. It was difficult for me to want to play football still. It was difficult for me to want to do a lot of stuff. And every day I would think about her, like, you feel me? But she stopped coming to class, so I couldn't see her at school. If I would see her at school, like, she would turn around and walk the other way. Like, it was crazy. So then I got to the point where I was just like, you know what I mean? I can't stand seeing another guy talk to her. So I just transferred out to a completely different school. Like, you know what I mean? So end up leaving another school. I still didn't give up on love though. Like, I wasn't heartless yet. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, like I found the girl that I wanted to marry, but for whatever reason it didn't work out. So I transferred to another school where they kind of see me play football already. So the coaches kind of already wanted me. They seen some film on me, like on the JV level, and then moving up to the varsity level. And my cousin was already transferred to the school. He was like, bro, if you come over here, like, we can really win something. You know what I mean? So I ended up transferring to that school. But the only reason I transferred was because of her. Like, it wasn't about the football, because I would have stayed at the high school that I was at. But it was just like, man, I got to get away. I need a fresh start. Like, you feel me? Like, this girl hurt me so damn much that I just need a complete fresh start. So then I ended up going to this new school. And the new school that I went to was more of like a white school. Like, it was more like proper, like, education was better, nicer neighborhood. It was like a white school, to be honest. And then I ended up I think my third day on at that school, like a Spanish girl ended up seeing me and just was like, oh, you must be new here, and just started talking to me, you know. And then she's just like, oh, what classes do you have? I show her, like, my thing. She's like, oh, I know where everything's at here. I walk you to your classes. So she used to, like, literally, like, walk me to my classes, do everything, you know what I mean? And then I ended up, after a while, I ended up dating her. But what happened with her is, see, because at first I didn't notice, but you notice, like, over time. So that girl ended up, she was the captain of the dance team. She was like super popular at the school. I'm new to the school. My new teammates, 2 or 3 of the guys that are my teammates on the new team, they got a big crush on her, but she put both of those guys in the friend zone. So now I got like 2 dudes on a brand new football team that I'm on that want to kill me every day in practice. You know what I mean? Low key, still friends with her. Me, I'm just young. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So practice was hell, and I was the running back. So and they was both linebackers. So you already know what time that was. If you guys know football, if you got beef with your linebackers and we hit, like in Florida, like we don't do thud. We like it's full go every single practice. Like that's how we practice. We practice rough. So every practice was like that. Like it was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I new kid comes in, takes a girl that these guys wanted. And it's a white school, but both of these guys black. I'm black, 2 guys black, the girl's Spanish, you know? So that was that, you know what I mean? Never really hooked up with her either. Like it was just like a boyfriend girlfriend thing. Me, I'm over here dating, hoping it lead to marriage. Never cheated on none of those girls either. Both of those girls never cheated on. You feel me? Because I was just head over heels in love type, you know? But yeah, so the second one, we never like hooked up or nothing like that. Like we got like real intimate, like, but we never like went all the way, like penetration type, you know what I mean? But we got like, we did stuff, but I never was like inside of her. But I remember her mother invited us on a double date. This is crazy. Now I'm still a sophomore, because this is the second semester of my sophomore year in high school. And then her mother invited us on a double date with her man or her boyfriend or something. So her mom's a Spanish lady, but an older version of her, and then her man was a black man, like a big strong black man who work out a lot, right? So I'm a kid sitting across from her mom and her stepdad, and the way I was raised is like, you know, be respectful in front of your adults. Like don't do like, you know, the way my parents raised me was like, be respectful, like always, like don't do nothing, you know, in front of people that would like be disrespectful, stuff like that. So the whole time I'm sitting at this dinner, I think we went to Applebee's or something, and I'm just like looking at them like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But after the dinner, I guess it didn't play out like how her mom wanted it to play out. So the mom went to my girl who I was in love with, but the mom said that he don't love you. You know what I mean? He didn't show any affection to you at that dinner. So like, I don't think he loves you. So I think you should break up with him, you know? So she came to me with that, and she's just like, well, my mom doesn't think that, you know, that you love me, and you know what I mean? And she said that with that dinner, you didn't show a lot of affection towards me. So like, she thinks I should leave you. So I was like, so what you think? She was just like, well, you know, I gotta listen to my mom. I was like, all right, like, I guess it's over. So then after that one, now let me tell you, like you gotta mind, like those 2 relationships, both of those relationships like hurt me. These are girls I was trying to marry. Never cheated on those girls. When I was in those relationships, I never even looked at another girl. It was other girls at that school that was like coming at me. Like it was girls on her dance team that was coming at me while I was with her. It was girls like trying to hit on me. It was girls giving me letters. It was all kinds of stuff. Like a girl slip you a letter with her number on it, I'll rip it up. Like I was really on that type time when I was young, you know? And then, you know, after that last breakup, you know what I mean, I just went on like demon time. Like something happened at that point where I just shut my heart off. You feel me? Like I don't know what happened. I just shut my heart off, and I just was like, you know what, man? Fuck these hoes. I'm focused on football. I'm trying to be the best football player I can be, and I'm finna just take off. You know what I mean? So I went super hard into football. That next year, coming out of that semester, my junior year, I became the starting running back for the varsity team. I was undersized, but I put in a hell of a lot of work. I remember that I started hooking up with girls in just the most random places, but I just truly just didn't care. It wasn't no game. It wasn't nothing. It just was like, I just did not care about women no more. I just felt like every single woman, they just there to hurt you. Like, you know what I mean? They there to get you super in love with them, and then they just end things, like, or whatever the case is. Even though the first one, you know, she ended it, but you know, I understand her. The first girl, I understand why she ended it, because I was mad and cursing her out, but I never wanted to leave her. Like, you know what I mean? I was just frustrated with the fact that she lied to me. So I like I got over carried away with like cuss words and stuff, but like I still would have stayed with that girl for forever. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, so like the way I was looking at girls at that time, I was just like, man, all they do is make you fall in love and they leave you. Like, you know what I mean? And this is me going into my junior year in high school. So then I just went straight into football, and then I just started it's crazy. The moment I stopped caring about girls, like stopped taking them serious, stopped trying to date them for real, like I wasn't looking for marriage or nothing like that, I just recall some of the craziest stuff that happened in high school. Like, I would hook up with girls in the bathroom, you know, between classes. I had girls skip class for me. I would hook up with girls like public places, low key, the portables. Like, girls would like pick me up in their car, they'll drive me to their house, hook up with them in their house while their parents in the other room. Like, high school became super crazy. Like, junior, senior year, it was just straight up, just like, the less I cared, the more pussy I got. It was just the craziest thing that I ever experienced. It was just like, damn, man, the less I care about these girls. And I was considered to be a little bit mean. Like, girls, and especially the ones that I would hook up with, even before I would hook up with them, they would like have like rumors about me. Like, they'd be like a new girl would come talk to me, and then I'll give them like a hug, and they'd be like, yeah, those other girls are right. You give hard hugs. Like, you give like strong hugs and stuff. Like, I'm like, what you mean the other girls? Like, the other girls say that you, like, when you hug girls, like, you squeeze them, like, you know? And to me, that was a normal hug. Like, I don't know if it's because I was just lifting weights at that time, but like, I didn't think it was like a powerful hug, but like, that was like the rumors. Or another rumor would be like, oh, they say that you like an asshole to girls or something like that. Not asshole, I wasn't an asshole, but they just say that you very like, you don't really care. Like you don't, it's hard to like get to your emotions and stuff. You know, girls would say that to me all the time in high school, but I didn't know, you know what I mean? I'm just focused on football, trying to get through school. School was easy, but I didn't like it. So I didn't try in school, but I still was getting A's and B's. It was like easy, but it wasn't like, if I really put any effort towards school, I probably would have got straight A's if I wanted to. But I just didn't too much care for it. You know what I mean? So that's how that turned out. And that was a lot, like, that was crazy. High school was crazy. I was getting invited to a lot of parties. I was showing up. I was sneaking out of my house because my mom was super strict. So I had to do all of this stuff, sneaking girls into my house. Had to do all this stuff while I had a super strict mom who wouldn't let me get out, but I had to find a way to sneak out and still like hook up with these girls like in the most weirdest, most random places. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how junior and senior year went. And then I ended up getting like really, really good towards the end of my junior year at the running back position. And then my senior year, you know, I ended up being like the MVP of the team and stuff like that. So like, I ended up winning awards on offense and stuff like that. So it was as a running back. And then that led me to get like a scholarship. Or it wasn't like a big school or nothing. I had to go to Minnesota to play football, but they did pay for everything. They did give me like a full ride. So, you know what I mean? I did end up playing football on the next level. And college was very much of the same. It was very much have fun, don't give a fuck about these girls. I was just, college was crazy, I ain't even gonna lie, because now I had the freedom, you feel me? I didn't have like a strict mom that I had to like get around. So like, college got so crazy to the point that my roommates, they would roommate with me for 1 year, and then they'd be like, bro, I can't roommate with CJ no more. Like, they'll tell the people on my football team, they'd be like, damn, why not? He's like, bro, rooming with CJ, like, you would literally every other day, he had to kick you out of the room to hook up with a different chick. Like, that's how I was in college. Like, you know what I mean? I ended up finding like a super solid chick in college that she was super solid, but she was a senior, I was a freshman. Still fuck with her strong, still to this day, like, really, really strong bond with her. But boy, when I tell you, like, if that girl would have found me probably when I was 14, it might have been a happily ever after. But at the end of the day, the type of guy that I was, I had to be that guy to even attract her in the first place. So it's kind of weird. It's like a weird like thing that like I spin around in my head, because I always tell girls, like, they always try to get like emotional like stuff out of me. Like, they always try to get like more like you know what I mean, like they always try to like get down to the bottom of my story. Like, they always say stuff like, would you have been monogamous, you know, with me if you would have found me at 14? And the honest answer is yes. But, and I always say, would you have stayed with me if I was that 14-year-old? And when girls honestly ask that question, they be like, probably not. You know what I mean? And every time I ask them that question, they say probably not, because there's like, it sounded like you was like super hard, head over heels type, you know? And when girls are being honest with you, like for real, they always say they like, when a guy that much obsessed with me, like usually it's a turn off. You know what I mean? So it's like a catch-22. So it's like, I turn into this fucking playboy that a bunch of girls I can hook up with, but they trying to turn me back into the 14-year-old. But when I was 14, I didn't barely get any fucking pussy, and I wasn't even sleeping with the girlfriend. I wasn't even sleeping with my girlfriends in the relationship that I was in. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, I wasn't even sleeping, like the second relationship, I wasn't even sleeping with her. So I'm lover boy, over the top, trying to marry these chicks. Wasn't even sleeping with the girlfriends that I was in a relationship with. The second one, from rumors that I heard around the high school, was one of the guy best friends, after our breakup, she gave head to. You feel me? So, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so the guy best friend getting head, and they say that she was giving head while we was in a relationship, but who knows, right? Who knows? So, lover boy getting played, ran through, you feel me? Can't even fucking keep a girl. Playboy, every girl trying to turn me back into the lover, like trying to turn me back into who I was when I was younger, 14, 15, 16. I don't know the ages back then, but they trying to take this me and then turn me back to that. So then after college, it was harder to hook up with girls because now it's the real world. So college is easy because you see the people in classes and stuff like that. So I remember like reaching out to like dating coaches and stuff like that, because I still, like, now that I was hooking up with so many girls, I had like that itch. Like once you hook up with so many girls, like, you get addicted to the experiences of hooking up with girls. Like, it's the weirdest thing, but like, you always want new pussy. It's the craziest little fucking thing. So after college, I was like reaching out to like dating coaches, because I'm like, damn, it's hard as fuck to like date a cold chick like that you don't know, like at a bar and stuff, you know? And I noticed that like when I was like reading the game stuff, like I remember I started with Mystery. I read all his stuff, that it didn't work for me. You know, the stories, all that shit like that, no pussy. Then I found some RSD shit. That shit didn't work for me. Tyler, studied them, flew out with them, did all that stuff. It would work blue moon here and there, but it wasn't at a high percentage. Like, it was very low percentage, right? And I was like, damn, man, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, motherfucker, I used to be able to fuck anything I wanted to. Like, you know what I mean? Now I'm like, the more I learn this game shit, the worse I'm getting. Like, you over here in your head thinking of what story to tell and this and this. So, like, I'm just like, damn, motherfucker, like, I ain't gonna get no fucking pussy. You feel me? I end up, like, getting really good at work and making money and stuff like that. So I would hook up with girls, like, that you work with, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, especially if you're a top performer. You know what I mean? And that was just basically like a layup. Like, girls would like ask you out while you working with them. They'll come to the date with like a dress, and then you'll start rubbing on their pussy. They ain't got drawers on. Like, you know what I mean? It was like that. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like one-off situations like that, but it was never nothing consistent. And what I was trying to get back to is the consistency that I had in high school and college, right? So then, you know what I mean? Fast forward, I run into AMS. And I thought his shit was bullshit, because his shit was like always like careless, like don't give a fuck about a bitch, like, you know what I mean? Do the opposite of approach, you know what I mean? Like, stop like caring so much. But then, you know, listening to AMS more and more, I was like, damn, when I was at my peak, even though I was in school and stuff, I was like, when I ran through like the most girls at a most consistent level, I really didn't give a fuck at all. Like, it was so like, I just was like cold, you know what I mean? So then I went back to that, and then consistency started picking back up, you know what I mean? So I was just like, oh shit, maybe these girls don't really give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck if you don't give a fuck. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, these girls will do anything for you, to you, if you just don't give a fuck. Like, they'll give you head outside. Like, nothing stops them from doing what the fuck they want to do if you stop giving a fuck. But I remember when I was listening to those other dating coaches, it was so like chase hard, give too much of a fuck, and every girl, you will scare them away, like, you know what I mean? But then when I went to AMS style, I was able to hook up with girls cold. I was able to get texts back. I was able to, you know, set stuff up. I was able to build rotation, stuff like that. And then for some reason, something got me off AMS for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna try to focus on one girl, shit like that. But then I started noticing when I went back to the one girl approach, she'll start getting more disrespectful. She'll start getting like this. When she knew that I had other girls, she was submissive. She was always trying to get my attention. She was always trying to, like, you feel me? So then I'm like, man, let me get back in this field real quick. You know what I mean? And then I'll try some other dating coach, right? Like, I'll try to reach out to them and see, like, hey, man, I'm back in the field. Like, what you doing, right? Like one dating coach was claiming that he was sleeping with thousands of women and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, let me check his stuff out. But then I noticed I tried his stuff out. It was still low percentages. Like, I'm a high percentage guy. Like, I like high percentages because I don't want to, like, talk to 100 girls just to get one girl. Or I don't want to talk to 100 girls just to get, like, 10 of the 100 to, like, do something with. Like, that's a lot of effort for, like, low results when I got other shit to do, like make money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got other life to live. I got hobbies. I like to play ball. Like, you know what I mean? So then I was just like, damn, this is crazy. You feel me? So then I ran into a little homeboy, and he was sleeping with a bunch of girls too. But he was very like needy, over the top. You feel me? Like he would hook up with girls, but it felt forced. Like he would damn near have to force the girl to go back home with him. He would damn near have to be like, no, come. Like, he had to overcome all her rejections. Like, if she had a friend, he could never get her. But if she was alone, he would just overcome all her objections, force her to his house, and then they'll hook up. But then he'll get texts that say, oh, I never felt comfortable hooking up with you, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And he'd be like, oh, she's so stupid. She's so stupid. All of these, I hook up with the most girls and stuff like that. And then I was trying to adapt his style for a little while, which is like his style. He's a guy from Israeli. You know what I mean? So he's Jewish. So his style is love bomb the chick, like go super hard, like try to make out with her early, like tell her that you love her, stuff like that. And every one of the girls, I mean, he hooked up. He sleeps with a lot of girls, but he's also the type that, like, he starts, you know, as soon as he wakes up, he hits on girls till he stays out to 5 a.m. every single day. You know what I mean? And with all of that effort, his biggest weeks, you know, he'll probably do like 2 to 3 girls. So this dude would literally talk to thousands of girls, probably hundreds of girls every single week. And he'll probably hook up with 2 or 3, and then like very few of them stay. Like, they always say, like, they always send him these long text messages about how they felt pressured into sex by him and all this stuff like that. So then I'm like, damn, his shit don't work. Like, and then the dating coach that I was listening to, who was like, had a bunch of bodies, and I'm like, damn, like, it worked, but it worked at like a low percentage. Like, it's like a 10% or like a 5% or something like that. You gotta talk to a bunch of girls just to like get somebody. And then the girls that do like go for you is like girls that's like obviously not what you used to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm used to a certain quality of chick, so it's like I'm almost like taking steps down, and it's not even enjoyable sex or nothing like that, because it's like a girl that you like, she ain't nothing special. You feel me? So then what I ended up doing was, I was like, man, let me get back to the old me. You feel me? Let me stop like playing games. Let me stop like listening to these dating coaches. I know I invested money in some of them. I know they probably have the results on paper, but I was like, let me get back to the old me. And that's when I realized that like all these guys that talk about like body count and all this stuff like that, a lot of times that shit don't matter, because it don't matter if you sleep with like a bunch of girls that like don't excite you. You feel me? Like, when I went back to the not giving a fuck, like on some real shit, like real shit, when I went right back to the not giving a fuck, not only was I hooking up with the hottest chicks, not only was these chicks sucking my dick, fucking, doing all this stuff, not, you know, staying in a relationship, sexless relationship, stringing me along, like, you know, hooking up with other guys, you know, why they were in a relationship with me, I don't fucking know the full details. You know, girls, they gonna take their lives to their grave. Like, that's just how they are. But when I went back, because I went through it and I had really good results when I was listening to AMS. Like, it was like ice cream date, back to my crib, fuck them real good, rotation, like it was crazy. But for some reason I went away from it for a little while because I was trying to do a one woman thing, and I kind of lost everything that I had. I stopped listening to AMS and stuff like that, and then I went into those other dating coaches. Everything got worse. And then when I went back to the old me, like stop giving a fuck, results shot right back up. So like, and then when I mean results shot up, like girl giving you everything. I'm talking about like asking you, can she suck your dick in a parking lot in a crowded place? Like, you know what I mean? Like, pull it out now, I want to suck it. Like, you be like, what the fuck? I never got this shit when I was trying so fucking hard. When I was like trying to get you, trying to court you, trying to fucking overly pursue you, trying to fucking, you feel me? All I got was, oh, I'm just not feeling you. Oh, you're not my person. You get those type texts. You feel me? So, full circle. You feel me? And I've been through a lot of fucking life. That was my dating experience as a guy. I don't know if none of you guys can relate to that. Maybe my story is just unique to me, or whatever the case is, and maybe some of you guys can relate to that. That's God honest the truth. My story, word for word. If you guys are going through anything like that, or something close to that, or something similar to that, you know what I mean, and you really, really, really want to go back to consistency, or you just want to start hooking up with the girls that you really like the girls that I hook up with now, I really like them. Like, it ain't no like, oh, she'll do. It's like, this is my type of girl. Like, you feel me? Like, she got what I want. You know what I mean? And it's a fun experience all the way around. Like, you know what I mean? And these girls, they want to see me even more than I want to see them. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like a girl that's like damn near my type, hot as shit, and they want to see me more than I want to see them. So it's like, it's the best of all worlds. So when I jump back on YouTube, which I just jumped back on recently, this is out of all of this years of data just stacking up in my brain, trying this way. And even every now and again, you know, I catch myself overly pursuing a chick and the same thing happens. You feel me? Like, it's like, oh, you know, I'm just not feeling you like that, When I'm not, when I don't give a fuck, then it's a whole different story. Like, you feel me? After a while, it's, what are you doing? I haven't heard from you in a week. What's going on? You know, what's new in your life? Like, they reaching out to me. So anybody that went through anything similar to that, and I wish it was different, right? I wish that we could all be lover boys and marry our high school sweetheart and everything goes smooth and she respects you and loves you and, you know, won't lie to you and won't fucking find ways to get out of a relationship, won't like not sleep with you in a relationship. Like, I wish that's the way the world worked. But unfortunately, for today's modern society, at least from my experience, that shit don't work like that. So, you know what I mean? If you guys, you know, find yourself in one of these loveless, sexless relationships, make sure you lock into the channel. If you have any specific questions for me, just send me an email. You know, I ain't hard to find. But at the end of the day, man, if you find yourself wanting to level up, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Do not hesitate to lock into the channel. If you ever feel yourself caring too much or not getting the results that you want, just come to the channel, watch my long form videos, get as much knowledge, information out as you can, and let's make 2025 the best year of your life. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.